got us on a mountain top. Was murder.
Rubbing sticks and stones together make the sparks ignite, and the thought of loving you is getting to carry on.
Some were accidents, some came from the strangest places, and one was about a dancing duck. Yet somehow, these songs became massive hits that America never forgot. Behind every one of them is a story. A mystery nobody could solve, a recording nobody expected to become huge, or an artist who suddenly found themselves at the top of the charts. So let's go back to the 1960s and 1970s, when a song could come out of nowhere and completely take over the radio. These are 15 one-hit wonders that shocked the music world. Number 15. My Boyfriend's Back. The Angels. In 1963, My Boyfriend's Back sounded like the perfect teenage revenge song. A girl is being bothered by another boy. Then her boyfriend comes home. Problem solved. The Angels recording became a #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100, and its playful warning became instantly recognizable. What made the song work was its attitude. The girl wasn't asking for help. She was letting the other guy know that his time was up. The Angels captured that early 60s girl group sound perfectly, with tight harmonies and a chorus almost impossible to forget. They had other recordings, but none became another defining pop hit. And that's why, decades later, people may not remember every detail about the Angels, but give them those opening words, and the whole song comes rushing back. And the next hit didn't even need lyrics. Number 14. Wipe Out. The Surfaris. In 1963, a song with almost no lyrics became a giant hit. Wipe Out was built around the sound of surf rock, but the real star was drummer Ron Wilson. That drum performance practically takes over the record. First comes the laugh, then the shouted title, and then the drums explode. The song captured the reckless energy of Southern California's surfing culture and became one of the most recognizable instrumentals of the decade. There's something remarkable about Wipe Out. You don't need to remember the words. There barely are any. You don't even need to hear the whole song. Those drums are enough. More than 60 years later, Wipe Out can still be recognized within seconds. And the next song gave listeners something even more powerful than a catchy hook. It gave them a mystery.
And at dinner time we stopped and walked back to the house to eat.
Number 13. Ode to Billie Joe. Bobbie Gentry.
And then she said, I got some news this morning from Choctaw.
Billie Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. That's how Bobbie Gentry pulled millions of listeners into a story they couldn't stop thinking about. Ode to Billie Joe reached #1 in 1967. But Gentry never gave listeners all the answers. Why did Billie Joe jump? What happened between him and the narrator? And what exactly had been thrown from the bridge?
Seems like nothing ever comes to no good up on Choctaw.
The song never completely tells us. That was part of its magic. Listeners filled in the blanks themselves, and the mystery became almost as famous as the song. Gentry went on to have more success, but nothing created the same cultural fascination. Ode to Billie Joe became the kind of song people didn't just hear, they talked about it.
And wasn't I talking to him after church last Sunday?
And decades later, they're still trying to figure it out. The next mystery was hidden inside the recording itself.
Good sense, innocence, crippling mankind, dead kings.
Number 12. Incense and Peppermints. Strawberry Alarm Clock.
Who cares what games we choose, little to win.
1967 was the year psychedelic music started sounding completely different from anything that came before it. Then came Incense and Peppermints. The strange title, the swirling production, the detached teenage vocal. Everything about it sounded like 1967. But here's the part many listeners didn't know. The lead vocal was sung by Greg Munford, a teenager who wasn't the band's regular lead singer. He was brought in for the recording, and his young voice became one of the most recognizable parts of the song. The gamble worked. Incense and Peppermints reached #1 and became a defining psychedelic pop hit. Strawberry Alarm Clock had other charting singles, but none came close to becoming as iconic. The song ended up being bigger than the group itself. And then came a record that sounded like it had been sent back from the future.
They may fall.
Number 11. In the year 2525, Zager and Evans.
In the year 35, ain't gonna need.
In 1969, two musicians most Americans had never heard of suddenly had the biggest song in the country. In the year 2525 inches wasn't about romance. It wasn't about dancing. It was a warning. The song imagined a future where technology gradually takes control of human life. And somehow, that dark idea became a #1 hit.
Your legs got nothing to do. Some machine.
It stayed at the top of the Billboard Hot 100 for 6 weeks. For Zager and Evans, the success was enormous and almost impossible to repeat. They never had another American hit anywhere near that level. But maybe that's why the song remains so fascinating.
95, I'm kinda wondering if man is gonna be alive.
Two unknown musicians appeared out of nowhere, reached the top of the charts with a song about humanity's future, and then disappeared from the pop spotlight. And the next hit was even stranger. The band didn't actually exist.
Here we go with our new hit record, Sugar, Sugar!
Number 10. Sugar, Sugar, the Archies.
Honey, honey, you are my king.
In 1969, America couldn't get enough of Sugar, Sugar, but the performers were fictional. The Archies were cartoon characters from the Archie universe. The actual recording was made by studio musicians, with Ron Dante providing the lead vocal. Yet none of that stopped the song. Sugar, Sugar reached #1 and became one of the defining bubblegum pop records of the late 1960s.
Sugar, you are my king.
Think about how strange that was. A fictional band had a real #1 record. Real teenagers bought it. Real radio stations played it. And millions of people sang along. The Archies weren't a normal touring band, but Sugar, Sugar became a real-world pop phenomenon.
Just can't believe the wonder of this feeling too. I just can't believe.
For listeners, the song didn't need a real band behind it. The hook was enough. And sometimes one unforgettable hook is all a song needs. Number 9. Spirit in the Sky, Norman Greenbaum. Norman Greenbaum wanted to write a spiritual song. What he ended up with sounded like something from another planet. Spirit in the Sky combined a huge distorted guitar riff with gospel-inspired lyrics about Jesus. It was an unusual combination for pop radio, but listeners loved it. Released in 1969, the song became an international hit and reached #3 on the Billboard Hot 100. And that guitar riff did something very few riffs ever managed to do. It announced the song almost instantly. You could hear just a few seconds and know exactly what was coming. Greenbaum never found another hit with the same impact. But perhaps he didn't need to. For generations of listeners, that guitar riff became the sound of Spirit in the Sky. And then an unknown band from the Netherlands crossed the Atlantic and surprised America. Number 8. Venus, Shocking Blue. In 1969, a Dutch band recorded a song that would soon become an American #1. Venus had a hypnotic guitar line, a memorable melody, and and the distinctive voice of Mariska Veres. But Shocking Blue were hardly household names in America. Then the song caught on. In 1970, Venus reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Suddenly, a band from the Netherlands was sitting at the top of the American charts. And the song had a life far beyond that original success. Other artists would later record their own versions, introducing Venus to completely new generations. But for Shocking Blue, nothing ever matched the impact of the original. Sometimes a hit doesn't just travel across the world. It becomes bigger than the people who made it. And the next song sounded like summer itself.
In the summertime, when the weather is hot, you can stretch right up and
Number 7. In the Summertime, Mungo Jerry.
everybody, but we do as we please when the weather's fine. We go fishing.
In the Summertime didn't sound complicated. That was the point. It sounded loose, sunny, almost effortless. Released in 1970, the song became a worldwide hit for Mungo Jerry. Its cheerful rhythm and carefree attitude made it feel like summer had been turned into a record. There was no heavy message, no complicated production, just sunshine, good times, and a song people could instantly sing along with. That simplicity became its greatest strength. In the Summertime became one of the defining songs of 1970.
We go driving or maybe we'll settle down.
And here's the funny thing about a hit this memorable. The song is often more famous than the people who recorded it. Say, In the Summertime, and most people can hear it in their heads immediately. That's the strange power of a true pop phenomenon. And the next hit came from another craze sweeping America.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Number 6. Kung Fu Fighting, Carl Douglas.
Funky Chinaman from funky Chinatown.
By the mid-1970s, kung fu movies were everywhere. Carl Douglas found the perfect way to turn that craze into a pop hit. Kung Fu Fighting had an opening you couldn't mistake. The rhythm kicked in, the vocals punched through, and suddenly, martial arts had a disco soundtrack. The song became a #1 hit and a worldwide phenomenon. Its success came from perfect timing. Kung fu culture was exploding, disco was everywhere, and Carl Douglas managed to put the two together in one unforgettable record. The song became so closely associated with its era that its opening seconds still transport listeners straight back to the 1970s.
It was a little bit frightening.
For Douglas, though, that success became difficult to escape. Every later recording had to live in the shadow of Kung Fu Fighting. And then came a hit that sounded innocent, but definitely wasn't.
Gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight, gonna grab some air.
Number 5. Afternoon Delight, Starland Vocal Band.
And we know the night is always gonna be here anyway.
At first, Afternoon Delight sounds completely harmless. Soft harmonies, a bright melody, a cheerful title. Then you listen to the words. The song was released in 1976 and became a #1 hit. Its trick was the contrast. The music sounded almost wholesome, while the lyrics were clearly about a romantic encounter in the middle of the afternoon.
Sticks and stones together make the sparks ignite, and the thought of loving you is getting.
That contrast made the song unforgettable. It was catchy enough for radio, but just suggestive enough to make people talk about it. The Starland Vocal Band even won the Grammy for Best New Artist. But they couldn't turn that moment into a lasting series of major pop hits.
Started out this morning feeling so full, like I always thought of Michigan.
Afternoon Delight became the song people remembered. And sometimes, one song can define an artist more completely than an entire career. The next hit started with a much simpler idea. Listen to your audience. Number 4. Play that funky music, Wild Cherry. Wild Cherry was a rock band, but while they were playing clubs, their audience wanted something else. They wanted funk. That reaction became the inspiration for Play That Funky Music. Released in 1976, the song mixed rock attitude with a funky dance groove. And suddenly, Wild Cherry had a monster hit. It reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became one of the decade's biggest rock-funk crossovers. The interesting part is how natural the song feels. It doesn't sound like a band desperately changing styles. It sounds like they found the sound they were supposed to be making all along. But that also created the problem. Once Play That Funky Music became enormous, every new Wild Cherry song had to compete with it. None could. Still, that one record gave them something most bands never get, a song that people recognize after the first few seconds. And then things got completely ridiculous. Number 3, Disco Duck. Rick Dees and his cast of idiots. A Dancing Duck should not have been a #1 hit. But in 1976, it was. Rick Dees created Disco Duck as a novelty record during the height of the disco craze. The idea was deliberately silly. A disco beat, a comedy routine, and a man imitating a duck. It sounded like a joke that might get a few laughs and disappear. Instead, radio listeners loved it. Disco Duck climbed to #1 and stayed in the top 10 for 10 weeks. Even stranger, Dees was a radio personality in Memphis, and the station where he worked wouldn't let him play his own hit on the air. The record became a phenomenon anyway. It was ridiculous, it was catchy, and it was impossible to forget. But our number 2 wasn't ridiculous at all. It was enormous. Number 2, You Light Up My Life. Debbie Boone. Few songs on this list dominated American radio like You Light Up My Life. Debbie Boone's 1977 recording became a genuine phenomenon. It reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stayed there for 10 straight weeks. 10 weeks. For a new singer, that kind of chart domination was extraordinary. Boone became a household name almost overnight. The song was sentimental, polished, and perfectly suited to the mood of late 1970s America. Millions of people connected with it. But that success came with a problem. How do you follow a song that has already become one of the biggest records of the decade?
I'm turning for home.
Boone continued recording and had success in other areas, but no later pop single matched the impact of that first giant hit. One song had already written the headline of her pop career. And now we reach the final song. Its story begins with a singer who wasn't even supposed to record it. Number 1, Ring My Bell. Anita Ward. In 1979, Anita Ward wasn't looking for a disco anthem, and Ring My Bell wasn't originally written for her. Songwriter Frederick Knight first wrote the song for a much younger singer, Stacy Lattisaw. The original idea was innocent, children talking to each other on the telephone. But Lattisaw signed with another label, so Knight reworked the song for Anita Ward. Ward reportedly preferred ballads and wasn't immediately excited about the new material. She recorded it anyway. Then everything changed. Ring My Bell climbed to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The innocent telephone concept had become a suggestive disco anthem, complete with one of the most recognizable hooks of the era. And for Ward, the song she hadn't expected to define her career became exactly that. That's what makes these one-hit wonders so unforgettable. The songs weren't supposed to sound alike. They weren't supposed to come from the same places. And they certainly weren't all supposed to become huge. Some were accidents. Some were mysteries. Some were strange experiments. And one was literally about a dancing duck. But for one incredible moment, all 15 captured America's attention. And decades later, we still remember the songs. Which one takes you straight back to the radio? Tell us in the comments. And if these songs bring back memories, subscribe for more forgotten hits from the decades that shaped American music.